Hi everyone, good afternoon. It's just Damian. It's the second time of making this because I'd made a video. I'd started making it before and I'd started coughing and then I got the hiccups. So I just wanted to let you know that I feel a little bit deflated and that about things, and I have been a little bit deflated and that about things, and I just feel like everywhere's pushing me back. I put my hands up. I've made mistakes. I'm not perfect and I hold my hands up to everything. Uh, and I just wanted to get into some details on this video about what I find contradictory and what I'm looking into to try to address the matter and that kind of thing. But as I say, I am not getting any support on that at the moment, and it's just backfiring in my face. I am not going to go into details of who the organisations are, um, and who people in that are, so that I don't get any police investigations or if I upset anyone further. So I'm going to have to be a bit creative and a bit creative in what I'm saying just to cover up things and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'd been looking into some LGBT and gender organisations and that kind of thing. I messaged a organisation a while back. They were local to where I was in the area. So I had messaged them, and I the lady said that she would like to work with me and that kind of thing, but she's been off ill, and she'll get back in touch with me once she's not ill anymore or whatever. So I'd messaged her yesterday, and I messaged her yesterday, and I just wanted an update and that kind of thing. Basically, however, from my track record or whatever, that they can't work with me. I do find a lot of things, as I say, contradictory, and I do find a lot of things in that contradictory. I'd asked her what she was meaning, that kind of thing. She said she's been, because of my track record with another LGBT charity and me targeting or harassing transgender women in that online. I'm going to go into details on why I think some of this is irrelevant and a bit contradictory. Well, the first thing she brought up was the fact of, she said that I had been in touch with an organisation, um, but this organisation had been in 2019 before COVID. So I was getting told, and I had heard a few few homophobic phrases and that relating to the Bible and the the Bible and the Bible and a few other places. So I'd asked them what the phrases meant and that kind of thing. They then took it as hate crime, hate speech, and I filled a couple of application forms incorrectly. I put on referred by doctors and my social workers because I thought I was referred by them they they had mentioned the organisation and that to me. However, it's for them to fill it in on your behalf. So I hold my hands up there. I hold my hands up there. However, there was some situations back in 2019 I put online that I was looking for some extra support, and on Facebook and social media, there was a few people there messaging me, being nice and that kind of thing. I had been getting hundreds or close to hundreds of messages telling me to try this organisation, and I didn't want to say anything in case it upset people and that, but I was told that I put on that had some issues with them, what the issues were and that kind of thing. I then started getting nasty comments and that from the people that ran the organisation, and then the people that were messaging me that were being nice started messaging me again being nasty, and we know who you are, the truth comes out eventually, we know what you are. I had then then uh I had then messaged I'd, I'd then messaged and, as I say, the police, and the police came and got a bit abrupt and firm, forceful, said they weren't going to deal with it because I instigated it, because I they're still classed that as making contact with them and that, and it wasn't like that at all. It was the fact that I had responded to comments to say why an organisation wouldn't work with me and this, and this. So there's that one. I did in the past, this is relating to the other incidents of harassment charges or whatever to transgender women in that. I do find with I do find that I relate better more with transgender women in that, and I find transgender women in that easier to talk to. And I do admit that in the past I have been on specific sites and that a specialist to transgender LGBTQ. I know that Grindr has an option that goes tribes trans, so that's for men that like trans. There's a website as well called Trans Passions for, I don't know if it's still ran, but that's for men who like transgenders, TV chicks, and a few others. So I have in the past added people off them websites to my Facebook. So then I do admit that I'd added someone from the local area on my Facebook, and that she was transgender and that kind of thing. She got a little bit annoyed with me because and a little bit upset because I had transgender friends and that on Facebook and that kind of thing. She didn't want anyone to she didn't want anyone to know that she was transgender and that kind of thing. However, the issue is that in the past she had been in the media industry. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm not going to say what it is. I am not going to say what it is or who she is in case I upset or offend anyone. I don't want to do that. This channel's just about making awareness and that, as I say. So she had been in the media industry and had seen some various posts within the media industry. I'm not going into what platform and that either, but they were to document her transition or her LGBTQIA plus journey. So I'm like I'm like thinking, why are you uh concerned about people knowing that you're transgender or whatever when you've had media uh articles done about you, or media projects or media things done about you? So she got a bit upset with me, blocked me. I put my hands up to it now. I made the mistake of deleting my Facebook account and creating a new one because I am not good, as you're all aware, and as you are aware that I'm not good at conflict and uh, conflict and uh, confrontation. I don't like upsetting people either, so I just created a new account, hands up. I created a new account to contact her to apologise and that, but that made it worse. I did contact the police, and then I did contact the police, and I did contact the police, and then the police came, told me off, and got a bit angry with me. But I am, but I am admitting that I've made a mistake. But what I find contradictory again was the fact that I was on a transgender dating site a few months later, and and she was on it with the description that she was transgender, looking for men, and I'm like, that's contradictory with what she was doing with me. So there's been incidents like that. That's the only incident that I've had with the police, and that I have had with the police relating to complaints from relating to complaints about me towards transgender women. Um, this was 2014, 2015, 9 or 10 years ago. The first incident and that I mentioned as well was with a social group and that was 2019. So the lady did say for the social group and that the police and the social services and that have been in touch with her, telling her that she can't work with me and that kind of thing. I find some of this hard to believe and some of it more uh more hard to believe in that, as I say, and I'm more confused about it because the only LGBT organisation that the police have told me stay away from was the one that I'd mentioned that happened in 2019. I have been discharged from social care in that since. So I have been discharged from social care in that since. This was 20 February this year. And why would social services tell me that I don't need social care support anymore and that I don't need social care support and that I need to do things by myself, I need to do this, do that, and then tell organisations and then tell people that they can't work with me because my needs are too high risk or too much of a danger and that kind of thing. So that contradicts it as well. On one hand, you're saying that I don't have social care needs, but on the other hand, you're saying too much of a danger to be joining groups. So yeah, I admit that I'm not perfect and that I am trying to get things back on track, but I just feel at the moment that I'm getting pushed back, pushed back with everything. I've made mistakes. I'm not perfect. I knew that there had been mistakes in that with the way that I approach people and that around the way that I approach people and that about been misunderstood with my autism and that kind of thing. I did pay last year to get a communication therapist report done. I am looking at doing some communication work with her about boundaries and getting about what I say, what I do, just to understand, just to get the wording to get the wording correctly, so that I don't upset people and that kind of thing. So I am trying to put things together, and I am trying to put little pieces of the puzzle together. I am trying to 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 get things back right and that kind of thing. Going back to the incident in what I was on about in 2014, 2015, I can't, if this is me personally, and what I'm relating to is what I was saying about in 2014, 2015, I can't uh, be doing stuff within the media industry, like, as you're aware, I do the YouTube and that, about the cross-dressing and the autism and the Asperger's. I can't do media industry and then have someone messaging me on Facebook and me declining that friend's request and that, because they have autism friends, they have friends who are cross dressers, and say to them that I don't want people to know that I'm autistic, I'm a cross dresser. That that that's just wrong. As I say, that'd make me look contradictory and that kind of thing. Why would you make videos like this if you don't want anyone to know that you're autistic, a cross-dresser? Why would you get articles made about you to say that you're transgender, or you're LGBT, or you're a certain race if you don't want anyone to know? It's like contradictory and that kind of thing. So, and then why would you go on dating sites and that as well, and declare the fact that you're this, you're that, if you've already told someone that you don't want people to know that you're this, you're that? It's just contradictory. As I say, I'm just feeling in that I'm getting pushed back on that kind of thing. As I say, I would like to get things back on track, but yeah, a lot of these incidents and that are just a bit silly at the moment. I've made mistakes. I'm trying to put the mistakes in that right, but as I was saying in previous videos and that kind of thing, that it's I'm not getting understood properly about the autism, and that people are reading something on paper and making judgments before they've even met me, spoke to my advocates or my support team. But yeah, I feel a bit better now. Thank you. Bye.